I'm going to play something for you real quick. This is not my audio. I want to make sure I give credit. Turning Point USA is the one who put this out there. I played it a little bit earlier, but it's a long bit of audio. I'll probably stop it from time to time. But the Democrat base, they're completely different people than we are. It's like they're a different species. And I'm going to explain why here in a moment. I'll play the audio for you, but have you seen either on the news, maybe an ad, maybe you've seen it on social media, have you seen them attempting to make J.D. Vance look terrible by digging up old pictures of him? There's a picture floating around online of J.D. Vance. I don't know whether he'd had too much to drink or whatever it was. I think it was from his Marine Corps days. He looks like he's passed out on the floor. Had too much to drink, he passed out on the floor. There's another picture of J.D. Vance that it almost looks like it's certainly a gag. There are a bunch of girls in the men's room, and they act like the girls look like they're using the urinal, and they're turning around looking at the camera, posing, smiling, laughing. It looks like a gag picture, and J.D. Vance is in there with them. He's not doing anything inappropriate. It's just kind of a big gag. Everyone's clothed. It looks like just high school kids goofing off, being normal. And Democrats are running a campaign right now of J.D. Vance with these pictures of, hey, look, J.D. Vance was at a party. Look, J.D. Vance was hanging out with girls in high school. And on the right, you, me, we may find these attacks to be confusing because you look at it and you say to yourself, okay, maybe not the best judgment in the world. I wouldn't recommend passing out on the floor, but he was a young man. He was a young Marine. I'm not exactly shocked. Maybe you've done similar things in your past. Okay, J.D. Vance was goofing off with some chicks his senior year of high school. All right, that's kind of how high school goes. Maybe you're looking at these attacks and saying to yourself, why do they think these attacks will stick? This is J.D. Vance acting normal. Remember something. These people are malcontents. Communists, almost all of them, especially the street communists, they are malcontents. They are bitter. Their life isn't normal for whatever reason. They are the deranged freaks who are angry about life. Maybe it started in high school. Maybe it started beforehand. Maybe it was in college. I don't know. But these are not people who have lived a normal existence. So you can look at J.D. Vance playing beer pong in the Marine Corps and you say, well, yeah, that's called being in the Marine Corps. But to a crazy person, to a bitter street communist who feels they've been denied so many things in life, to a bitter, angry street communist, maybe those pictures really do create a visceral reaction. Oh my gosh, that guy talked to girls in high school? Ah! And so I want to play this audio for you from TPUSA. It was done outside of a Kamala Harris rally, and they're interviewing the people why they're there. If you're asking yourself what kind of a person would possibly be freaked out by a picture of J.D. Vance, a young Marine playing beer pong, well, allow me to introduce you to those people.
Today, we're trying to find out from the attendees what Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment has been as VP.
Honestly, I'm not too into politics. I'm just here for the vibe.
I'm going to pause this several times. It's really long, so just buckle up. I'm not really into politics. I'm just here for the vibe. Do you know how many times I have heard stories like this from former communists or people who have a brother, sister, friend who's now a communist, where it's not as if they're there just because they're true believers. They're there because they're societal outcasts, lonely, angry, bitter. And a Kamala Harris rally, while they may not have any personal knowledge or affinity to Kamala Harris, a Kamala Harris rally is where the bitter losers gather to be losers together. Oh, I don't know anything about Harris. I'm here for the vibe. Gosh.
Becoming the first female vice president.
This guy, he's excited because she's the first female vice president. Could you imagine the follow-up questions if you got to probe into that guy's psyche, why that made him excited? He's been so bludgeoned by propaganda. He's been so bludgeoned by endless women are oppressed, women are oppressed, women are oppressed propaganda that what excites him is she made it to be vice president. She's never made a single decision as vice president that has in any way improved that guy's life. And yet it's almost like a programmed response from a cult member, which they're in. That's what excites him.
Just becoming the VP is the best accomplishment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Being a good person.
Being a good person?
Yeah. She's I don't know. She seems really good for women.
Harris is there with the energy. She has a lot of enthusiasm, so it's important to get behind her.
What is Kamala's top accomplishment, you think?
I can't say anything right now. Give me a second.
You remember the audio we played for you? Chris, grab it if you can find it. Remember the audio we played of the Hamas protests? I believe it was on Columbia's campus. It might have been NYU, but I think it was Columbia. I'll paraphrase for you. They go to these girls and they ask one of them, "Why are you here?" And he says, I really don't know. I don't know why I'm here. I'm not really sure. Now, this is a lady who's out at night in a loud, potentially violent protest, has no idea why she's there. Then she turns to her friend. "Hey, do you know why we're here, Sarah?" I just made up that name. She didn't call her that. And her friend has no idea either. None. Just kind of there. Well, I don't know. I believe her friend says, if I remember right, "I wish I was better educated." It's weird.
Her top contributions to policy or policy as VP?
I wasn't in on the policy making decisions with President Biden. So I don't know.
Her favorite policies. Oh my gosh. See, I wish they would tell us more about that because I honestly don't know.
I don't know. Oh, Chris, you found it? Oh, play it.
And what would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free!
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either.
Do you know what we're doing here? What's NYU doing? I don't know. I wish I was more educated. These people are deranged freaks in a cult. They don't even know why they believe what they believe. All they know is they're part of the herd. The herd is going one way. And if they just stay part of the herd, don't think, don't ask questions, don't look to the right, don't look to the left, and you definitely don't break away from the herd. If they stay part of the herd and go wherever the herd is going, then that will be a safe place and they will be cared for. The communist is a cult-like religious zealot. He is a herd animal, and they don't even know why they believe what they believe. I've told you this one before. I'll give it to you again because it's so much fun. I use it every chance I get. The next time you run into liberal Aunt Peggy, ask her why she hates Donald Trump. Make sure she stays focused. Ask her why. She'll bring up January 6th and say, "Oh yeah, don't fight her on that. Agree with her. Say, yeah, man, January 6th, that was an insurrection. That was a horrible day. But Peggy, did you like him before that day? You were a Trump fan before that day?" She'll deny it, of course. Well, no. Ask her why. She hates him with the fire of 1,000 suns. Ask her why. And then you'll know what we're up against. I would thank you for coming to my YouTube channel, but I know how brilliant it is, and I know you love it here. So subscribe and watch. We're going to start really ramping things up and putting some funny stuff, some interesting stuff out there, some collaborations. Either way, my YouTube channel is officially the place to be. So stick around.